Steve Maltzberg, 800-321-8828.
I said Mr. Brown was irresponsible. Specifically, he swore at a hall full of high school students in 2007. Last night, he paraded his daughters out and told the nation they were, quote, available. I said Mr. Brown was homophobic. Specifically, in 2001, he said that two women having a baby together was, quote, not normal. And in 2007, he voted for a constitutional amendment to ban same-sex marriage.
All right, that's the out-of-control, radical left-wing, in my view, nut job, Keith Olberman. Defending his remarks where he called him a racist, a homophobe, favoring violence against women, and here he's explaining himself yesterday. So let me get this straight. In the warped, sick, demented world of Keith Olberman, you're a homophobe if you think that two women having a baby isn't normal. Well, golly, Keith, you mean two women having a baby is normal? That's normal? I guess two men having a baby is normal, too, in your sick, twisted, demented world. It's as abnormal as anything on the face of the earth. Two women having a baby. And voting against gay marriage? So voting against gay marriage and saying that two women having a baby is not normal makes you, in Keith Olberman's warped, sick mind, a homophobe. As far as the acting irresponsibly, saying my daughters are available, how's that irresponsible? It might have crossed a line you didn't like. It might have been a joke you didn't go with or whatever. You might have thought he went too far. What's irresponsible about two adult daughters or daughters near adulthood saying they're available? How is that irresponsible? And as far as the swearing in front of a hall full of high school students, the truth is, as it's been reported, is it was a King Philip Regional High School in Massachusetts, in Wrentham, Massachusetts. And in reality, Scott was not alleged to have sworn at the students, but he angrily responded to and complained about vulgar comments that some of the students had written about him and one of his daughters. But in Keith Olberman's world, you don't need the full truth. Here's cut number 9.
I said Mr. Brown was racist. Specifically, in September 2008, a fellow guest in a TV interview noted Barack Obama's mother was married when he was born. Mr. Brown returned to the oldest racial stereotype of them all when he said, quote, well, I don't know about that, ha.
So let me get this straight. He was on a show with a guy who said that Barack Obama's mother was married at 18 or whatever, and I don't know. So and Scott Brown, whether he said this or not, I don't know, but let's say he did. Let's give Keith that he did. By saying, I don't know about that, he's a racist? Are you getting this, folks? I don't know about that, makes him a racist in the sick, warped, twisted, demented mind, in my opinion, of Keith Olberman. Here's cut 10.
I said Mr. Brown was reactionary. Specifically, that is defined as extreme conservatism opposing political or social change.
Reactionary is defined as conservatism? Only conservatism? Opposing blah, 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 whatever else he said. There's only reactionaries on the right? And, well, we'll come back and we'll do cut 11 and cut 12 right before we get to our guest, Charles Hurt. Insane. Homophobic, racist, big this. And what did the man actually say? Nothing. Two women having a baby is not normal. Homophobe. I don't know about that. She might not have been married. Racist. I mean, this is nuts. And he's sitting there defending it on NBC. Or MSNBC.
The Steve Maltzberg Show.
I just wanted to call.
It's a privilege to talk to you.
I said Mr. Brown was an ex-nude model. specifically in the June 1982 issue of Cosmopolitan magazine. I said Mr. Brown was sexist. Specifically 9 years ago, he said a woman Massachusetts state senator had, quote, alleged family responsibilities. I said Mr. Brown was teabagging. Specifically, as recently as the 2nd of this month, Mr. Brown was the star of a fundraiser with the Greater Boston Tea Party Group at Westboro, Mass.
Okay, that's Keith Olbermann, ladies and gentlemen. Just to continue with the sick, twisted, warped, demented mind of Keith Olbermann, Charles Hurt's waiting on deck, but I just want to point this out. So you're a homophobe if you think it's abnormal or not normal for two women to have a baby. You're a racist if somebody says Barack Obama's mother was married at 18 and you say, I don't know about that. Yeah, that makes you a racist. You're a sexist. Because he once said about a fellow politician, the woman had alleged family responsibilities. What woman? Did she have a family? What were her responsibilities? How do we even know? That makes you a sexist, and you're a teabagger if you're affiliated with the Tea Party. I spoke at a Tea Party. Go ask Anderson. Anderson. What's his name? Anderson. Cooper, what teabagging is, Keith. I'm sure you know and relish it. Ask your buddy Rachel Maddow. She's Miss Teabagger. She showed a clip of a teabagging moment in a movie. And there's one more soundbite. This is the most outrageous of all. Cut 12.
And I said Mr. Brown was a supporter of violence against women and against politicians with whom he disagrees. Specifically this past Sunday, when a man at a Brown rally shouted they should, quote, shove a curling iron up Martha Coakley's butt, Brown responded by answering, we can do this. Or, if that remark was unconnected to the shout, he never refuted, condemned, nor disassociated himself from the call to violence and even sexual assault. Scott Brown is an irresponsible, homophobic, racist, reactionary, sexist, ex-nude model, teabagging supporter of violence against women and against politicians with whom he disagrees. And all the rabid right-wing howling about that only helps prove it.
In the sick, twisted, demented mind, in my view, of Keith Olbermann. Now, here's a remark that somebody allegedly shouted out. I heard even on MSNBC themselves, they played this over and over. They couldn't make out the remark. There was no indication that Scott Brown ever even heard or acknowledged any such remark. And he says, yes, we can, referring to we could win. And because someone allegedly said this nonsense about sticking something up something, he's supposed to denounce it and disassociate from it, blah, blah, blah. And because he didn't do it to a remark he never heard, and nobody could replay because you can't hear it, he's for violence against women and violence against politicians that disagree with him. Is this not sick, demented, and twisted? Is this not Keith Olbermann?
Steve Maltzberg, 800-321-8828.